had a chat with George Patrick, a civil engineer and a lover of football, regarding our young players and the Black Stars.
As someone who follows youngsters, especially those who are outside of Ghana, what does the future of Black Star look like to you?
The future of the Black Stars is very bright, if anything is to go by, because we have a very large contingent of youngsters playing in the Western world, or let me say outside Ghana. At the same time too, we have a lot of these youngsters growing in quality, because they are playing with teams where they are growing steadily, their stature is growing steadily, their influence in the teams are growing steadily. And I've always said this, and I'll single out praise for the Right to Dream Academy here in Ghana. You know the academy system where players are taught the technicalities of football, but at the same time it's not just football, they're being educated as well. And so all of these things come together to form a player. Basically, when a player is, when you see a smart player, you can tell that this player, has a bit more than just the average player. And one of the rising stars of this Right to Dream Academy is David Akam, who is playing for Helsingborg in Sweden, in the Swedish top flight, Allsvenskan. This 22-year-old boy, I've already said, has a licensing badge, UEFA licensing badge. It means, and having spoken with him, he tells you that he wants to be able to get something to fall on after football. Whether or not the football works, he needs to be able to. That shows you the different perspective that a player who was going through an academy like this has towards life. But that aside, after spending a year with Östersund in the Swedish Superettan, which is the second flight league, he got a move to the Helsingborg, and in his first season he managed as a forward, I think 3 or 4 goals thereabout. But his standout season has obviously been this season. After 18 appearances for the top flight team, he's been able to score 8 goals. And this is to think that this player is not even your out-and-out striker. He's a winger. So when you speak to him, he tells you that he's not really focused on getting goals. He's focused a lot on helping the team to be able to do very well. So, I mean, we have a lot of players. And like I said, Right to Dream can boast of 16 professionally signed players who are playing in the West. But apart from that, we have a lot of young players. Godswill Donyo, Manchester City's loanee to Jegeden. We have the Vikings. I mean, in Norway, you have them all around. And if anything is to go by, any coach of Black Stars in the near future will have it hard choosing, his setup.
So what do you make of Ebenezer, the current under-20 goalkeeper?
With the news that we're hearing, I think he and his managers are trying to get the best move for him. Why do I say this? I'm sure they're looking at the templates of an unfortunate Dominic Adia after winning the Golden Shoe Award in 2009. Went on to a very big team like AC Milan and wasn't even able to make one appearance for the team. And basically his career seems to have dipped since then. Unfortunately, for a very young player of 23 years, it's quite difficult if you are in that kind of situation. And I think that the managers of Ebenezer Asifua want to avoid that. The news that we are hearing is that there are talks between him and FC Sion, which is I call them a mid-table team in Switzerland. He joins his fellow Samuel Afum, former Hearts of Oak striker. But the thing is, the deal has not been settled. We're hearing this one time, and we hear that we even heard reports about him going outside the country when that morning he was seen in a gym in Dansoman. But regardless of whether he goes to Sion or he stays in Liberty, I think that it will be the best move. Why? Because for a young player who wants to be able to get a stage to prove, you need to play in a team where you will get the opportunity to do exactly that. And if he goes to FC Sion, which do not have that many stars, I'm sure he can very much fight for his place in that Swiss team. But at the same time, if he gets to stay in Liberty Professionals, He will just continue the work that he has done over the last 2 seasons and continue to be the goal-getter for Liberty for professionals. I think that Ebenezer Isifua is one to look out for in the future. He's not your Didier Drogba kind of player with all the height and strength. Of course, he's very young, but he is one who has the eye for goal. And I think that that trait, coupled with a lot of hard work and discipline, will do very well for him.
So that was Patrick, the civil engineer stroke journalist. We had a chance to also talk to Ebenezer Isifua, and this is what he had to say.
I thank the good Lord for how far he has brought me. It's not easy to be that, but like I said, I thank the good Lord. And at the same time, it makes me feel very, very proud, and it boosts my morale. And it tells me that I have to work hard. I can say it's not in my mind that I'm going to score 6 goals, but I decided to go and help the team to win the ultimate. But unfortunately, we couldn't make it, and I scored 6 goals and win the Golden Boots. It can't be like that without hard work. So I always pray to God to strengthen me like He did it for me in Nigeria, Switzerland, and Turkey, to continue my job. It's not giving me pressure because, like you know, I went to Nigeria to play football. Although it's part of it, but I left all. I give all those things to my chairman and my club owner, Mr. Jeffrey and Mr. Hanson, to do that thing for me, so that I can concentrate on the field.
Ex-players of the oldest derby in Ghana football met at the Crasco Stadium to revive their rivalry. We took the chance to talk to some of them before the game.
Ball of the year in '78, I think. You played for Kotoko for many, many years. How is the feeling like going into this afternoon's game?
Oh, it's great, to be back on the field, whether I'm playing or as a coach. I think it brings us together, both Kotoko and House players. We've seen some of us for a long time, but coming out like this, it gives us a joy. So we are coming out to entertain. It's not a competitive match. It's for entertainment because we are not active anymore. So people shouldn't expect that you saw the way I play, you want me to play like that today. It's not possible. We've been inactive. We've been coaches. There are so many coaches in the team. So we are coming out to entertain the crowd. That is the most important thing.
Do you remember the last time you played a Kotoko House match? Do you remember?
No. It's a long time, Maybe even coming out even 2 minutes, it gives me a joy, that I will never forget. Okay.
Tell me, for many Ghanaians who will be seeing you on the field in a few minutes' time, it will bring back our memories of the 70s and 60s, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think so. And it's very, very important that the supporters should patronize these games that we're playing, because these are, players who have, made Ghana what it is today. So if there is some sort of organization on such an important event to help the old ones and the destitute, I think this is the time. And it looks very clear that the message must go very clear, and this is how they can support the older ones, because some of our brothers are really struggling in life, and this is the time they can also contribute to.
What should we be expecting of a 60-plus old man like you?
Yeah, well, I don't normally talk too much, but I made my talking on the field of play. So you're going to see what is going to happen on the field of play. The last one, they saw it, so they said they're going to ensure that I don't get the chance to make the move. But come what may, I have to exhibit what I have to do. So I will do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You played for Kotoko, you played for the national team for many years. What does this game mean to you?
Well, it means a lot to me, and then the rest of the team as well. because some of our colleagues, it's been a long time since even I set my eye on them. And then the friendship between us and then our colleagues in House of Folk is also been the same. Joado, Emmanuel Ama, it's been years since we met. So it's been like it's a reunion of a kind. And then for us, it's going to be a fun game, and then at the same time to try and then have a result as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Emmanuel, for a lot of Ghanaians who have not seen you all these years, where have you been?
Okay, I'm around. I haven't been to any place. I'm around.
You were a very good defender when you used to play. I mean, I'm sure you're a lot older now. What should Ghanaians be expecting from you today?
Okay, today, sorry to say, we are going to play a friendly match against our colleague, but I think we are going to honor the match fairly so that next year we'll honor it again back.
Sure, House will win today?
We are going to win. Definitely, we are going to win. Thank you very much.
Reverend, you played in this game for many, many years. You have the opportunity to see some of these guys who were watching you play. How does it feel seeing some of these younger generation of Kotoko players around?
Rather, they didn't see me playing. I've been coach for them for some time. So almost all of them that I met here are my boys, not my colleagues. And I know what they can do. That is why today's match I am around.
You were African Cup winner in 65, 63, 65. That's many, many years ago. How has the game changed from those days and now?
Sometimes the only change that I personally have seen is in those days playing as an amateur footballer, when you are called by the Black Stars management committee member, it means you have a pride and a country to defend. Unlike today, it's money in a hand, back in the ground. So there is a big difference. Though the professionalism is helping our boys a lot, those who are in Europe. But we stayed together for some time. So you could see 63, we went to the finals, we won. 65, we went to the finals, we won. 68, we went to the finals, though we lost. And 70, we went to the finals, we lost. You could see the continuity of the Black Stars performing. 78, we won for the third time, and 82. You know, exactly 50 years is this year when the Black Stars won the first Africa Cup of Nations. We took 19 out of the 50 to win 4. Now, about 31 years ago, they have never been able to. So you can just compare who were the better side, whether the old ones or the new ones, because 19 years to win 4 titles and the 31 years without a title, you could see the difference.
Coach, before you troop out to the field, what do you make of this current state of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, the club you played for many years? Are you happy with the way things are running in the club?
At all. You know, Kotoko is not a small club. When the whole continent of Africa decided to just pick one club in the whole continent as a club of the century. A century means 100. It was given to Kotoko when we were 75 years old. So what is happening at the moment, I'm not really happy at all. And I know Nana in his own wisdom will just turn things around so that Kotoko will just put on a good show in the near future. Thank you also.
What do you make of seeing all these players that you used to play with many years ago?
Oh, it's really, really good. You know, it's a very good thing that, you know, the meet. I don't know who is organizing it, but I think he's done a great job. I visited the Haas camp, and it was so marvelous. All players that I've seen long years, you know, I got opportunity to meet them again. And then talking of players in the Kotoko squad who I played with about almost 20, 30 years, you know, I had the opportunity to meet them today. It's been a great day for me.
Do you remember the last time you played a Kotoko House match?
I think that would be it's a long time, really long time. I think the last one will automatically be in 1992.
This match is being played for charity. What do you make of it?
I think it's a great idea.
it's important that we use such games to raise money to help the poor. At the same time, if you look around, many of the old players, unfortunately, when you get into this football career thing, olden days there was nothing like school. Many of them never went to school, and for that reason, when they finish playing, they're not working. So such things could be a means of trying to help them out, and then at the same time, extending it to help the poorer who are really in need.
In preparation for their World Cup qualification match against Zambia, the Black Stars of Ghana played a game against Turkey. After the match, we interacted with some of the fans on their views in regards to the game.
I think we had a great game, but talking about the new players that we introduced, coming from a 2-0 deficit to draw, you can see Ghana, we are moving forward, and I think the way forward is bright, bringing in the senior players to come and change the game to, for Asamadan scoring 2 goals, I could see we have a bright future. And what I learned from what I heard from the commentary, we bringing in new players, it's boosting and it's giving competition to the old players, yeah. So that is what I can see about the game, yeah.
To come back from a 2-0 scoreline to draw. I think it's important that the team learns to be able to build a resilience that enables them to overcome adversity, which of course will happen from time to time. So in that sense, it was actually even better that they started out losing before they came up to draw. I also think that also shows that the team is on the right path. They're learning to do succession planning, trying new players, giving them opportunity to build experience while testing them for possible replacement of players as they go along. So that is also an important development from the game. I think the team is to be congratulated. I think the fact that the senior players, many were rested and came back to show their prowess. That was also another positive. that one can take from the game. So overall, I think it was a good day for Ghana.
Okay, we just finished the Black Stars Turkey game. What do you make of the game so far? Is it a good test for the Black Stars?
I think it was a good test for the Black Stars, coming down from a 2-goal deficit and equalizing. It was okay. It was a good exercise in all, and I feel going into the Zambian game, it would give them the confidence that they need to edge out the Zambians when need be. So I feel, yeah, it was a great game. The lads have done well. The new additions that Kwesi Appiah added to the team, they didn't play really badly, but then it was an average performance from Rashid Sumaila and the other lads who also had a run out in this game. But it was nice to see Asamoah Gyan coming from the bench and grabbing a brace and adding on to his already impressive goal haul for the Black Stars. So I think it's been a good exercise, and it sends out a clear signal that there's no spot for anybody in the Black Star team. Yeah.
Okay, there is this buzz about this new Brazilian that you guys have poached. But what do you know about De Silva?
I don't know too much about him, but then I heard he was with Accra Hearts of Oak a season ago. He was training with them, but then they failed to register him before the close of the second transfer window and opted to loan him out to a Division 1 club. Okwao United, Hatzakes, and I think Inter Allies popped up, but then the deal didn't go through. So he continued to train with Hearts of Oak till the end of the season. And after that, they were doing some assessments on the players that they had. Duncan was assessing the players that they had at the moment, and he felt Da Silva wasn't going to fit into his plans. It doesn't really mean that the player is not good. He clearly indicated that he wasn't going to fit into his plans. So Da Silva, I feel, being left out on Accra Hearts of Oak, one of the biggest teams in Ghana, would want to move to another big team, which was Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko welcomed him with open arms. And from reports that we're hearing, he's been signed on a 4-year deal with the Porcupine Warriors. So I think it's going to be a good bargain for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Already scoring in training, and it's already making news on the web portal. So I'm sure, and even to add to this, he's now being tagged the Kumasi Neymar. So it's going to be an exciting season. Personally, for me, I'd want to see him play and see how he's going to do, how he's going to fit into Didi Dramani's tactics, and let's see if he's going to reproduce the kind of form that the Brazilian players are known to have.
Well, what direction is management looking to take Kotoko with all these transfers?
Okay, in my humble opinion, I think with all these players being linked to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, the obvious impression that would be created is that they want to make a foray into Africa and make possibly a better impression than they did a previous year ago under then Dr. Sapon's management. Opoku Inti, I remember Opoku Inti on Saturday on Love FM reiterated that he's going to make sure that Kumasi Asante Kotoko would make a better impact in Africa when he was interviewed by Kofi Asare on Love Sports. So I think with all these transfers and all these big name players and ex-players of Asante Kotoko coming back, that is the way that I think the club wants to go at the moment.
But these people that you're talking about, these old players coming back, they left because of a reason. They did not just leave. There was something that was... so have all these issues been sorted out?
At the moment, I'm not in a position to comment on that. But then I feel these problems they had were with the previous management. So if this management has left and there's a new management in place, then I think there wouldn't be a problem. It's like starting a new page with old players of the team. So I think it wouldn't be a problem, but then it would be difficult for players like Ahmed Toure to win back the trust of the supporters after he ditched them a year ago. So for that reason, I think some of the problems would have been sorted out with a new management in place, so it wouldn't be an impediment if they come back. Yeah.
Fixtures released for the upcoming season shows Kotoko will be playing Hearts. Is this something worth talking about, because it's all over the social media? Is this something that it's worth talking about?
Oh, I think it's worth talking about, because this is Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Accra Asofia we are talking about. The two biggest clubs in Ghana, the two most glamorous clubs in Ghana. And anything concerning these two teams is a big issue. It's something that needs to be talked about. So being in the third fixture and the activity that's going on between in both camps with the player transfers, has making signing on Emmanuel Hayford and Selassie J from Amidiles and Kotoko, also doing the same with Jordan Opoku. There's this Ahmed Toure also coming back. There's reports that Godfrey Saka is in Kumasi talking to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So it's going to be a very big match. And there's another twist to all of this. If they play on a third week in the Premier League, it means that they're going to face each other when the title is going down to the wire on the 27th week fixture, and it could possibly decide where the league is going to go. You see, so it's fair enough that people are talking about it, because Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Accra Hasselhoff, you can't get it bigger than this in Ghanaian football. So yeah,
that's how we end today's episode. Don't forget to send in your comments and also join the conversation on social media. My name, as always, is Asante Samuels. I'm out.